Hi, I'm estate planning attorney Michael Redden, and today we're going to talk about should you update your estate plan after you get a divorce. Before we get into the content, if you'd like to have any other questions answered, or if you'd like to set up a meeting with me, go to setestatemeeting.com. That's setestatemeeting.com, and you can select a date and time to have a free meeting with me, either in person or over the phone. So divorce, it's unfortunate, but it happens probably more often than we'd like in America today. And how does this affect these documents? Because most people, they really default to, I'm going to leave everything to my spouse. Then after that, start thinking about the kids and other things. This even happens when there's mixed marriages a lot of times. They say, I know that my kids aren't all with my spouse, but I want them taken care of. But then a divorce happens, right? And when a divorce happens in Minnesota, there's a state law that says all of those things that you left to that previous spouse, whether it's in your will, whether it's your beneficiary designations and things like that, we're not going to honor them because we assume if you got divorced that you don't want those to go there anymore and that it was a mistake. It was an oversight that you didn't go back and change those. And so if your primary concern is, I don't want things to go to my ex-spouse, well, sure, maybe you don't have to update things because, they're not going to go to your spouse. The law says so. The other part about this is when we take that spouse out of the equation, we're back single again, that probably changes a lot of our feelings about how some other things should go. Even if I want everything to go to my kids equally, well, what if some of my kids are minors now? I didn't have it going to that spouse before to take care of those things. I may need to plan for some of those other kinds of things. What if some of my beneficiaries, my kids and things, are at different maturity levels, different stages of their lives? Before it was going to go to my spouse, and then after that, and by the time my spouse was gone, the hope was going to be that they had grown up and these other things had happened. Every time you have a major life event, okay, you need to look back at your estate plan because those major things in life throw a little wrench in that mix, right? Life is messy. It's going to tell us, how do I really want these things to go? Before this happened, I knew it was this way. Do I still want it that way? Or does it maybe make me adapt a little bit, change a little bit? Does it make me have some other questions, some different scenarios to think through? So, and it's probably a good idea anyway, just to avoid confusion with the family, to go and have those things updated. Because if it's a trust and you never really go through probate and things, even though it's not supposed to go to your ex, what if that trustee makes a mistake? What if something happens with that? And they don't go ask a lawyer, it doesn't happen. Because sometimes they choose family members that are going to be trustees, and they may have made a mistake because they didn't go ask a lawyer, hey, there was a divorce, it wasn't updated, what do I do? They just followed what the trust said. And when family members get that will and they read it, and they see that the ex-spouse is in there, even though the probate court would have said, no, that's not going to happen, it can cause that unnecessary strife and unnecessary infighting that goes there and cause hurt feelings before anyone even finds out that it's not going to be effective. So it's usually better, okay? And most of the time, you're never going to make this estate plan and then come back 20 years later. Some of you do, but you shouldn't do that. What you should do is you should come get it reviewed every 3 years and possibly get it updated as well. So that's what you should do after you get divorced. You should go get your estate plan updated. But if something happens to you before you get that happening, the law is not going to let it just go to your ex-spouse. But to save feelings, misunderstandings, and some mistakes, go get that thing updated so that it no longer includes the ex-spouse. And again, if you have further questions about this or if you'd like to plan with me, you can set up a meeting with me for free, either on the phone or in person by going to setestatemeeting.com. That's setestatemeeting.com.